Trisha Johnson. My father is Jack Hobson, and he is a patient there. He's a retired physician in Charlotte, from practicing medicine in Charlotte, and he actually knew Dr. Edwards in his previous career. So we had heard about his new chapter, memory movement. My father has always had cardiovascular disease since I can remember, since his 40s, and a high blood pressure as well. We probably started noticing some memory issues in his late 70s, early 80s, maybe some increased fatigue. What he explained to us after doing scans of my father's brain was basically the same thing that had happened in his heart was happening in his brain. And so he has vascular dementia, which was extremely helpful for us to understand the source of his problem and how Dr. Edwards recommended that we treat that problem. So I had done a lot of research and had read a lot of things about cholesterol medicines and how certain studies said it could cause forgetfulness and maybe aid in dementia. Dr. Edwards corrected me for my dad's particular case. That type of medication actually helped the blood flow to his brain. So he helped us make the good decision to keep him on that medication. As it relates to memory and movement, I just think it has made a huge difference in the stress and anxiety that goes along with this long-term disease. When you first have the diagnosis, it's very overwhelming and very scary. Being able to have medical assistance as well as just emotional, psychological assistance with each stage, and to allow both of my parents to remain as independent as possible in that process has been tremendous. At one stage, as my father's disease had progressed and it was best that he stay with mom at most times, we were encouraging him not to wait for her in the car when she ran errands, but to go in with her. And Dr. Edwards encouraged my dad to park with mom and assist her and hold her hand to help her, which helped dad's balance. But the way Dr. Edwards presented it helped my dad feel like he was also helping my mom, who has sight limitations. And it was just a very lovely way to assist as things progressed in adapting their lifestyle so that he could continue to function. And he helped him maintain lists to remind him of things he needed to do and places of where to put those lists so he could find them. It's also such a long process with a lot of dark times that basically memory and movement has brought a lot of light in what could be difficult times and helped us find ways to get through it with some brighter days. Many of my friends' parents are in the same place as my parents, but many people have different diagnoses. It may be Parkinson's, it may be Alzheimer's, it may be vascular dementia. And if we were simply exchanging, what are you doing and how are you helping your parents, we would have vastly different sources of information. So to have a facility and a place that can help each person address the stage that they are in and the specific disease that they are in, with just the great number of people that need this help, I think would be a tremendous asset to Charlotte and the surrounding area. I can't imagine having gone through this with my parents without their assistance. One other thing I'll add that was particularly helpful for memory and movement is Dr. Edwards' videos that help walk you through the end stages of the disease and what you can expect and how to be prepared for that. And my father recently had a small stroke. And because of what we had learned and talked with Dr. Edwards about, we were prepared into how we wanted to handle that and not panicked and reacting and creating a worse scenario. And fortunately, my dad recovered quite well, but it was just a much better scenario because he had prepared us for that situation and different things that may be in front of us. It's a lot easier to handle those situations if you know what to anticipate.